All right, this is a study for women. I'm going to be reading over Exodus 20. It's the giving of the Ten Commandments. So verse 1 says, "And God spoke all these words, saying, I am Jehovah thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the waters underneath. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, Jehovah thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generations of them that hate me." So if you're not doing what the commandments are telling you, you don't love God. It's telling you, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images. No graven images. Any likeness of anything. That means crosses. That means Mother Marys. That means rosaries and Christmas trees with the stars on top. That means those are images. The moon and the sun, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Time and time again in the Bible, it tells us, if you love me, keep my commandments. It's John, if I'm not mistaken, 5. Nope, John 14:15 says, if you love me, keep my commandments. Psalms 119 verse 115 says, depart from me, ye evildoers, for I will keep the commandments of thy God. Proverbs 3 verse 1, my son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments. Deuteronomy 8:2 says, and thou shalt remember all the ways which Jehovah thy God led thee 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee, and to prove thee, to know what was in thine heart, whether thou would keep his commandments. So when you love him, you keep his commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of Jehovah thy God in vain, for Jehovah will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. If you're saying the wrong name, you're saying his name in vain. If you're calling him any other name, if you're saying he is anything else, the first commandment says, thou shalt have no other gods before me. There's a reason that's the first one. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Remember it as if we were going to forget it. Even Constantine tried. He switched the days to Sun God Day. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. You got 6 days to do it, and 1 day. There is 1 day that you cannot do work. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of Jehovah thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant or maidservant, or cattle, or ass, or stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days Jehovah made the heavens, and the earth, and the sea, and all that is in them, and rested the 7th day. Wherefore Jehovah blessed the Sabbath day, and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which Jehovah thy God gave thee. When you love God and you're following the commandments, you're choosing blessings. You're choosing life. You're choosing not to want the curses. You're choosing not death when you love him and you keep his commandments. So when you honor your mother and your father, who have inherited lies from generation to generation, you're choosing to tell them, don't choose the curses. That's how you honor your mother and your father. You don't want them to die. You don't want them to be in the tribulations. I wouldn't want anyone to be in the tribulations. That's why we got to tell you, if you wake up, choose life, the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, or his manservant or maidservant, or his ox or ass, or anything that is thy neighbor's. When you do follow the commandments, it shows you what you're doing. For instance, my husband and I have been looking for a house, and there's just a house that I just drive by, and I just happen to enjoy it every time I drive by it. But there was one particular time where I saw it, and I knew right away that I had coveted because I looked on it as if I wanted it. Like, oh man, it'd be nice if they put this house up for sale, and we're looking for a house at this time. So I coveted it. And immediately, when you start following the commandments, your eyes will be open to, you're just being revealed, you're being refined. And it's a beautiful thing. And if you hearken unto the words, like, let's see, let me see, not Deuteronomy. Yes, Deuteronomy 4:23 says, take heed unto yourself, lest you forget the covenant of Jehovah your God, which he made with you, and make a graven image, or the likeness, or of anything which Jehovah thy God hath forbid thee. For Jehovah thy God is a consuming fire and a jealous God. When thou shalt begot children, and the children's children, and ye shall have remained long in the land, and shall corrupt yourselves, and make graven images, or likenesses of anything that shall do evil in the sight of Jehovah thy God, to provoke him to anger. It's already telling us that it's happening. This is going on. There are those who don't realize. Once you realize it and you can see it, you tell people. Those are images, the crosses, the Christmas trees, the rosaries, like the statue. It's like when Moses went up on the mount and received the 10 Commandments, as he was coming down, they were already making an image. They were building that golden calf. So Jehovah had to go into detail. The sacrificial law, not the same. The 10 Commandments are inside of the Ark of the Covenant. The sacrificial law is on the outside of the covenant, which was fulfilled by Yeshua when he died on the cross. He didn't come to do away with it. He came to fulfill it, because he was the sacrificial. He was that perfect lamb, and they killed him. He was, When you start, well, for one, you got to read your Bible, because if you're not reading your Bible, you won't be seeing anything. When you start following the commandments, you can take the log out of your own eye. Stop doing Christmas. Stop doing Easter. All those pagan abominations. The Father will show you. He will bring you that second comforter, the Spirit of truth.